The Passover scene in San Junipero utilizes a pastel color scheme, mise-en-scène, color combination and contrast, and focus to convey a sense of freedom and acceptance of oneself. So we're going to pick apart the scene shot by shot to see how each of these things come together to communicate this message. So immediately we notice the fade into this shot. This is used to show that Yorkie is waking up into her afterlife because it reminds us of eyelids opening. The lighting in this shot is also important to note. In the scene before this, lower lighting and darker colors are used, which is a stark contrast to the scene that uses much brighter lighting. The lighting change combined with the new use of pastel colors shows us that Yorkie is finally at peace. This shot uses a shallow focus and a close-up to convey a sense of intimacy, as this is a very intimate moment for Yorkie because she just passed over into San Junipero while she will remain forever. It is also important to note the contrast between the color of Yorkie's hair and the rest of the colors in the shot. It seems that there is a very intentional emphasis on this difference. The contrast in color combined with Yorkie's confused facial expression suggests that she still feels very different and out of place, and that maybe she's unsure of her choice or she didn't know what to expect when she passed over. The mise-en-scène and the color scheme in this shot tell us a lot about how freeing this experience is for Yorkie. All of the flying birds combined with all the different blues that create a calm feel represent her freedom. She is no longer just a visitor in San Junipero, but she is now a permanent resident. The birds show this sense of freedom by emphasizing the ability to fly wherever they want to, and now metaphorically Yorkie can as well. In this shot, we see more shallow focus and close-up to, again, show the intimacy of this experience for Yorkie. But the most important part of the shot are the colors in Yorkie's shirt. Throughout the whole episode, Yorkie is seen wearing some sort of combination of pink and blue, with both colors usually being proportionate to each other. However, in this shot, she's still wearing both pink and blue, but there is significantly less blue than pink, suggesting that she is finally coming to terms with her sexuality and accepting herself for who she is. All of the colors in this shot are very closely related to each other. The color of Yorkie's skin is very similar to the sand, suggesting that she is starting to become one with San Junipero. The mise-en-scène in this shot shows Yorkie's feet in the sand while the water is washing over them. And this symbolizes the washing away of Yorkie's past. She used to have a lot of troubles in her life outside of San Junipero, but now that she is here and she's a permanent resident, everything that happened before doesn't matter anymore. So here we have a long shot which distances us from Yorkie a little bit, because this is her moment. This is her coming to terms with everything and her finally accepting herself. And also the color contrast and combination in this shot creates a very interesting feel. The contrast between her hair and everything else still shows that she is unique and different, but the combination between her clothing and her skin and the rest of the pastel colors in this shot show that she is okay with that and that she is coming to terms with that, and she is becoming one with San Junipero. This shot is kind of a combination between shots 2 and 4, because in shot 2 you can see a lot of her hair and how different in color that is from everything else. And in shot 4 it shows her looking down, it shows more of the colors on her shirt, and she's slightly confused. And in this shot it does show her looking down, it shows the colors of her shirt, but it also shows a lot of her hair, which symbolizes that she knows that she's still different, but that she likes that about herself, and she's accepting that about herself, and the noticeable change in facial expression just reinforces that fact. This shot actually shows Yorkie sitting down in the sand, suggesting that she has planted herself here in San Junipero and she is very happy with where she is. The separation of the color groups is also really interesting. At the top you have her hair that stands out from the blue, but as your eyes move down to the bottom of the shot, it becomes very clear that the colors of Yorkie begin to blend with the colors of the landscape, reinforcing the idea that she is content with herself and one with San Junipero. So in this shot, again, we have the extreme color contrast between Yorkie's hair and all the other colors in the shot, showing that she is very unique and different. But the most important thing in this shot is the mise-en-scène. This shot shows Yorkie actually taking off her glasses, which throughout the whole entire episode she is hid behind because they act as a kind of shield between her and the rest of the world. But in this shot, she's taking them off, showing that she doesn't feel the need to hide anymore. This shot is one of the most important, if not the most important, shots in the whole entire scene. This shot is a close-up of Yorkie's glasses, which, again, for the first time in the whole entire episode, she has taken off voluntarily. And this reinforces the idea that Yorkie is finally completely comfortable with who she is, and she no longer feels the need to hide anymore. This is also combined with the color combination of all the different browns and tans in this shot, showing that she is finally one with San Junipero. She doesn't have to have anything from her outside life affect her now. It's all gone and in the past, and she has completely accepted herself. This shot shows Yorkie's feet covered in the sand, which relates back to shot 8 where Yorkie sat down on the beach. The close-up on her feet covered in the sand suggests that Yorkie is now fully immersing herself in San Junipero and has no regrets or worries about it anymore. The color combination in this scene also conveys that. All the different tans and browns coming together. It's all kind of monochromatic, which again just shows that she is fully 100% here. The last shot in the scene ties everything together by showing a more or less monochromatic color scheme for everything except for Yorkie's hair. Throughout the episode, Yorkie's hair has stood out in most of the scenes, but it is the most pronounced in this scene. Her hair in this particular shot, combined with her head tilted up and her content facial expression, shows that she's still very different and unique, but she has come to accept that about herself, and she is finally happy with where and who she is. We also have a shallow focus and a close-up on her face, just re-emphasizing that this is a very intimate and personal moment, but that she is happy with it, and that she is completely 100% here in San Junipero, and she is never going back.